tape down, taking hormones to alter their voice from soprano to baritone. Wearing khakis and jeans like a man, big old baggy shirt like a man, strolling like a man, standing out there grabbing herself between her legs like the boys on the corner. And she's still a girl down there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You teachers in the school.
Really living in the last days, guys, gentlemen, women, whoever is watching this. Like, when have you ever seen children being taught that a girl could be a boy and a boy could be a girl? When in your, try to remember, because I'm trying to remember, like, think back into your life and try to remember where you ever saw in the news, in the Congress House, in the House Senate, you see many children fighting, protesting against laws that is preventing children from mutilating themselves, from taking cross-sex hormones, from chemically castrating themselves. Have you ever seen that in your whole entire lifestyle? I never. I mean, you used to hear tomboys, tomgirls, and some of them end up being gay, but you never you never watch on the news and hear teachers or parents growing up their children. Many children, the transgender rate have drastically increased. A teacher have a 5th grade class, and she said 90% of her students are either non-binary or transgender. This is definitely a pandemic. This is an epidemic, and God is not happy. He is not happy. But let's continue.
That believe in what the Word of God said. I don't care if your child gets so upset, they scream and holler. Don't you call that child that you know is a boy or that you know is a girl a them or a they. And don't you let no school district force you.
Can I just say that in Washington, D.C., they actually have a law or a bill that's about to be signed, basically at the end of the whole process of it becoming a law. And the new law is saying that in Washington state, if you have a child, and I'm going to post it so you could see it.
So last night in Washington state, Senate Bill 5599 was passed. What this bill states is that if you as a parent do not want your minor child to have transition care, you are considered an abusive parent, and the government will take your child and hide them from you. So if we're not affirming our minor child's gender confusion, we're considered abusive.
If you have a child who say they are transgender, and if you are a parent and you don't affirm that identity, they could call Child Protective Services on you. Not only that, they have these safe houses that the child could go to, and total strangers could take these children, and they cannot tell you where your child is. Look at the article. Please look at the article. We're truly living in the last days. They're telling parents that children who have to have a consent for surgery, have a consent for class trips, to go on a class trip, you have to sign a permission slip. Children can't get tattoos, all these things. But yes, when it comes to transgenderism, they can go and get medical treatment to be the opposite sex without the parents' permission. Absolutely insane. Again, without the parents' permission.
When Barack became president, He tried to force Africa to accept same-sex marriages, and African government said, we don't allow that stuff here. And Barack sanctioned Africa. Well, Biden duplicated the same thing. Biden said the same thing, trying to force Africa, different countries of Africa, to accept same-sex marriages, and if those countries don't, he will sanction them, starve them. How in the world men knocking up men mean so much to America that you will use your power to starve a baby, starve a woman, because a country want to...
Can you imagine the United States of America, who's supposed to be so loving, so kind, when they're saying that when Africa did not want to condone the homosexual behavior, America threatened them, sanctioned them, take away food, financial support, because they don't want to adapt to this lifestyle. Can you imagine? We're really living in the last days.
Uphold God's law. Buying the sanction the different countries of Africa who refuse to accept same-sex marriages. Canada went further. They already been sanctioned same-sex marriage. Now they passed a bill, made it law, that you cannot penetrate an animal, but you can have oral sex with an animal. These are the governments of the world. And all the churches. Everybody's quiet.
On Leviticus 18 verse 22 it says, "You shall not lie with the male as with a woman. It is an abomination.